Jake.
I'm
I might have jumped the gun there. I'm Jake.
I'm Tom.
And we are VIMTV Velocities in Music. Today, a 2010 release, another one that just came out. Not really a request, but I know our friend Ian Anderson will love this one. Les Savy Fav, Root for Ruin. A big album for 2010 in the indie music scene. Now, we literally just a couple weeks ago, well, it was like a month ago, finished up recording my request for Ian, Les Savy Fav's 2007 release, Let's Stay Friends. That's down there. And I know Tom and I really liked that one a lot, so we were both very excited for this album. And man, I will tell you something, I was a little bit taken aback by this because at first I really enjoyed this album, but after a few listens, I felt like it all started to sound the same. What do you think?
Yeah. I'd agree.
Yeah, I mean,
they don't really do, and maybe it's just the contrast. I know you were mentioning the contrast of coming out of listening to Let's Stay Friends,
absolutely.
which is such a just diverse album, and then coming to this where they really focus a lot more on that kind of edgy garage rock kind of sound.
What do you think this sounds like?
To me, there were two different factions of what it sounded like, and one half of it has to do with some influences, some older bands that I feel like this draws a lot from, and then the other half is newer bands. I definitely got huge influences from, I felt like these guys got huge influences from older punk bands, stuff like the Sex Pistols, the Dead Kennedys, Wire, Television. Stuff like that. When you got this kind of twangy, edgy, biting lead guitar lines matched up with that noisy rhythm guitar riff and just kind of the lo-fi overall thickness of it, that's what it made me think of. But then as far as contemporary stuff, still some of that Modest Mouse-ish stuff, which brings me to the band Brand New. They have some kind of Modest Mouse, indie-esque sounds, and I got a lot of them. Built to Spill.
Pavement?
Pavement,
Yep.
for sure, yes.
Yep. But one thing that we should note is that in comparison to Let's Stay Friends, this one, it's like they turn the volume and intensity up in the music throughout the album. This album really starts pretty hardcore with the track 1, Appetites, and doesn't really cool off at all throughout the album. And actually, where normally I like that type of cohesiveness, I really, it kind of bothered me here.
Yeah.
A lot of these songs I thought started to sound the same, blend together, and just wear thin, because I wouldn't nail it down to one thing, but it just doesn't have that finesse in songwriting that Let's Stay Friends has. Where Root for Ruin is all about just making, like Tom said, these really kind of old school kind of punk rock songs, and it comes off kind of punk rock. The vocals are kind of the same on every song, and while the lyrics are coy and kind of make you think at times, they kind of wear thin at times too. There's not really a lot there, and they're fun in kind of a Weezer way. They're fun.
It's kind of like they're trying the same tricks on you over and over again.
Now, if you like guitar work, you will love this album. This album is all about the guitars. I really, really feel that. I mean, it's harsh, rhythm guitars, but you also have some really, really, really cool lead guitar parts, like you mentioned. And I really felt like that's what I really liked at first. But after I listened to it a few times, and that's all I had to listen to, I mean, I just got bored after 11 tracks of that. That's just me. How do you feel? I mean, you got...
I liked it okay. It wasn't great. I definitely think the biggest drawback is it's just kind of, if you've heard 2 tracks from this album, that's pretty much all there is to it for me. There's not a whole lot of diversity. Like I said, Let's Stay Friends was full of that. I don't know why they kind of steered away from some of the sounds and styles that they did on that record, because I felt like it really worked. Yeah. But yeah, they really focus on the kind of garage rock, kind of Hives type sound. You mentioned Sonic Youth. That's another good one. Yep. Kind of influence maybe that they might have drawn upon. But overall, yeah, cool guitar stuff. Lots of cool driving drum stuff. Especially, I love the production on the drums at the beginning of the last track, Clear Spirits. Yeah. Some awesome stuff going on. These guys... You gotta love their attitude, you gotta love their energy, but after 11 tracks of it, when there's nothing to kind of stop it up besides 1 or 2 tracks that it's not even the whole song, it'll just be like part of a song that kind of steers away from it, it starts to get a little old.
Yeah, and it just kind of loses its charm. It's just not as charming, it's not as fresh. My favorite tracks were track 3, Sleepless in Silver Lake. That, to me, was the Modest Mouse high point, and that's why I liked it. I mean, I love Lips and stuff. my favorite lyrics on the album. I thought that was a good song, just a fun song. And track 7, High and Unhinged. I really like some of the guitar work and vocal deliveries in that. Some of the highlights for me were on this album were anywhere where the vocals did something different.
Mm-hmm. I really like track 2, Dirty Nails, just good in-your-face rocker.
Yeah, that's a hard
track 3, Sleepless in Silver Lake, just because it's the one big spot of diversity. And then the last track, Clear Spirits, that I think that was just great.
It is, and it's just a great closer. Tom, I'm feeling a 68 on this.
Okay, I'm gonna go 66.
Cool.
Good.
You know, I feel like that's pretty solid. Like it's good, just not quite there. You know, it's not quite to that really good point where it's just good. There's some things wrong. There's some things that could be better, but it's just not there. What do you think? You guys all have opinions out there, and there are. Les Savy Fav's not really a huge band, but they have a cult following.
Yeah.
Let's hear from you, cult people. Do you love Les Savy Fav, and what do you think of their new album? Do you like how hardcore it is? Let us know. I think that wraps it up, though.
Yeah.
I'm Jake.
I'm Tom.
And we are VIMTV, Moving Music Critique Forward.